Kane, first of all, how's your health and are you ready to play?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, pretty frustrating to miss the last test through COVID, but great to be back in the fold.
Is there internal pressure in the side to assert yourselves as world champions in this test?
I mean, no, our focus really for us is to keep trying to get better, and we know we're up against a strong English side, and they're always a tough side to play against. So for us, it's trying to learn from some of those lessons along the way. We've had two really good games that could have gone either way, and they've had some pretty special performances that have really driven their side forward. So for us, there's been a lot of good things, but we do want to be getting better.
Any thoughts at this stage on team selection and whether Neil Wagner or AJ Patel will come into the frame?
I mean, both are in consideration. Obviously, two guys have joined the squad, and Dane Cleaver, Blair Tickner. But we have a 13, and both those two won't be involved in this next test match. So we do want to have another look at the wicket. Just arrived, and then we'll confirm our balance tomorrow.
Just in a wider scope, I mean, you've spent some time playing at Yorkshire who've had their troubles of late. What have you made of that whole scenario?
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredibly sad to see what has unfolded, and can only hope that something positive comes out of that, and the awareness that certainly it's created to move forward in a positive manner. And there's certainly no place for discrimination, racism in sport or in society.
Have you been surprised at all by the outcome of what's gone on here, bearing in mind the time that you spent here?
Yeah, I mean, I was here for a few brief stints, and enjoyed my time here at Yorkshire, and but clearly there were some issues that I was made aware certainly more recently, and like I say, can only hope that through this there's healing, but the awareness that's been created, that there's positivity to come out of it, and certainly a lot of improvement in that area, and move forward in the right way.
As a leader, as a captain of a nation, is that something that you're quite serious about and hot on? It's not something that's kind of unique to the UK. So how do you kind of view that subject, really?
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's been a huge amount of awareness throughout the whole world, and it's certainly not in certain areas. It's everywhere. We can all make efforts to continue that awareness and make it a more inclusive place, whether it's in your sporting environments or other working environments or anything in society. So, it's something that's clearly been required and very important to continue.
Kane, how did you take in the Trent Bridge test? Did you watch every ball? Were you in your hotel room for the entire duration of the game? How did you take it?
Yeah, largely. I mean, look, it was a test where both teams certainly put their front foot forward and played some shots, and it was fast scoring, and it was in the balance, much like the first test. So yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of it. I didn't have too much else to do, and it was a good game of cricket, and for us it's about improving as a side, and those are the things we want to continue to focus on. The bigger picture. England are a very strong side, and are playing really well. So we want to focus on our cricket and those small improvements we can look to make.
Are you someone that shouts at the TV when are you a good watcher of cricket, or do you kind of?
I don't shout at the TV. I just watch and observe, and it's always interesting, seeing it from a slightly different perspective. Although it wasn't my preferable place to be, but so it's interesting to watch and sort of connect from the other side a little bit. Having said that, there was a lot of effort that went into that match, and we saw an amazing knock from Johnny on that last day, which was cricket, and you do have to applaud the quality that England have certainly come into the series with, and that's great. And for us, it's building and looking to improve on those performances and keep putting out competitive performances and looking to put the opposition under pressure in different ways.
Does it make it easier to come back in as captain and kind of pick the guys up because you were detached from that performance, so you were able to come in and with sort of fresh energy and a fresh take of things?
Yeah, I suppose you weren't playing, but you probably weren't, I wouldn't say detached. Like I say, the picture's big. It's not just sort of one game at a time that the measures on. It's how are we tracking, and you know, there have been a couple of good performances. I need to be bettered on the day by a strong English outfit. So you know, it's trying to just take that big picture into account, keep trying to move forward in our way, and learn from some lessons.
There have been a number of COVID cases in the camp. Has that been unsettling?
Yeah, I think goodness, like has only sort of been, I suppose you'd say, minor symptoms. You know, colds, some fevers and things. So that's a positive that the health hasn't been sort of too poorly, but yeah, and then frustrating as well. You know, obviously there's always that risk, and yeah, and it's a shame that it is quite disruptive, but it's the nature of the beast, and you know, guys are fit and looking forward to the next match.
Does your appetite for the captaincy remain as strong as ever? You obviously, through sort of injury and then illness last week, it's been sort of alternated between you and Tom. So
yeah.
What's your kind of views on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting period with injuries and some COVID and other bits and pieces. But you know, the picture, you know, of leadership and in the side, you know, something I'm very passionate about, and certainly love playing for my country. And there are a number of leaders in the team that share that passion and want to see this team continue to move forward and take steps forward and become a better side. And so that's very much there.
Kane, England are clearly intent on playing this aggressive style of cricket. It's worked for them so far, but to what extent do you feel A, that's sustainable, and B, that it presents opportunities for you guys to exploit?
Yeah, I mean, their style is theirs, and yeah, like you mentioned, it appears to have evolved a little bit. And you know, for us, it's focusing on our cricket and looking to, like I say, try and identify different areas of the game to perhaps target and I guess be aware that you know, they're choosing to play a slightly different brand that you know, seems to be suiting them, and they're playing some good cricket. So yeah, the focus is for us and our cricket and wanting to be better.